California's governor is accusing U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions of launching a legal war against California. Well, I interviewed the Attorney General here in California, asked him about his reaction to cities like Oakland, warning illegals about impending ICE raids. Here's what he said.
We've got to challenge it. I don't want to do that. California is a great state with an important part of America. We wanted a healthy and good relationship with it, but federal law determines immigration policy. State of California is not entitled to block that activity. Somebody needs to stand up and say, no, you've gone too far. You cannot do this. This is not reasonable. It's radical, really. It's an affirmation, if you want to know the truth, of the idea that we should not have immigration laws, that we should have an open borders. Because whenever anyone is apprehended, it seems that we have persons who want to block their removal from the country no matter what the circumstances. It's an extreme position that's being taken by some here, a lot of the government agencies here, and we just have to push back. I wish it weren't so, but it is.
And your message basically this morning was, we're not asking state and local authorities here to help us actively enforce ICE immigration enforcements or laws, but we're saying don't actively obstruct what we're trying to do.
That's exactly right. People have tried to spin this as somehow that we're demanding that the state and local officials go out and do the work of the federal government. We'd like their help. Most states and jurisdictions around the country help happily, but we just cannot allow them to obstruct or block the ability of federal officers to do the job they are lawfully required to do.
All right, let's talk about some of the reaction. Not surprising. Governor Brown says Jeff Sessions has come to California to further divide and polarize America. The Attorney General here, Javier Becerra, said essentially this is a B-rated movie.
I don't know what Mr. Becerra means by that, but he has repeatedly threatened businesses in California, telling them he will prosecute them under the new California law if they even admit voluntarily ICE officers to their businesses. I mean, this is a radical approach. So I have to challenge this. We can't allow this to happen. We want every state in America to do this. So California has placed us in the position, and the governor, by signing the bill, has placed us in the position where we cannot accept this, and we've got to challenge it. And I made clear today why we were challenging it, why it's important, and why we've got to stop it.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, this, of course, being her home state, said of the recent ICE raids, they were meant to terrorize people. She says it's a shocking abuse of law enforcement power. She claims that half the people who were rounded up have no criminal record and that innocent people are being swept up in these raids.
Many of these people are repeat entrants after having been deported. Many of them have already had hearings and been ordered deported. Many of them are serious criminals. She, the mayor of Oakland, warned them all to run and hide before the arrests were to take place. There's nothing wrong about these raids. It's exactly what ICE officers are supposed to do. Why do we have ICE officers? They're just going to sit in their offices and do nothing? So I think Ms. Pelosi is in error totally in her comments. It's demeaning to the work of the officers she funds and Congress funds every day. So I'm not happy with that comment, and we're going to push back, and we're going to defend our officers and the honorable work they do every day.
You mentioned the Oakland mayor, Libby Schaaf. She says this: we will continue to exercise our legal right to exist as a sanctuary city. Is there a legal right to exist as a sanctuary city?
Well, it depends on what you mean by a sanctuary city. I don't believe there's a right to do some of the things that are being said now, some of the things that's in the law that we're challenging in court today. So, yes, people can have different views on immigration, but you cannot obstruct the lawful actions of the federal government.